Hey, welcome to episode 2. It's been a very, very long time since I've done this particular podcast, and I'm feeling, if you're watching this on YouTube right now, that there's some irony in the fact that I'm wearing the same shirt that's actually in my logo. Anyways, I just got back from speaking at Infosec in Orlando, and I wanted just to show a couple or to talk about a couple of observations I found. So, everyone's using ChatGPT for everything now, including myself, and I have some AI stuff you may have been watching on some of my other podcast channels and so forth, where I'm using it to create content and to take existing content and cut it up and recirculate it into other platforms, which has been very beneficial. But one of the biggest observations I had at Infosec, which is great, was everything is AI. I mean, some vendors were using it to supplement products, like to answer a question. So you're in the product that you're trying to figure out, and you can ask it a question, and the assistant will go. If you haven't used it in any kind of security product, just think of like maybe when you're in your banking app or something, and when it kind of sees that you're asking for help, and the chat button is a little more AI driven, kind of something like that. But I've also noticed that some of them were even a little more interesting, where they would walk you through like as a companion, like Trend Micro has a companion. I think let's see, CrowdStrike has I think it's called Charlotte, but you can ask it questions and it'll actually help you with your configurations and define the help, and also to set you up with the right best practice for the product. So that's a very interesting way to use AI for the product stance. But others were completely AI driven products like log sorting, risk analysis. There was a couple of mail solutions I saw that use AI to determine if the mail is malicious or phishing, which is great because there's been behavior analysis and some kind of analysis like that for years where, it makes, like, look at the old spam filters like Spam Assassin and stuff, which is still baked into a lot of spam filter products today, where Bayesian analysis was used. So that's kind of an earlier form of maybe even machine learning if you think about it. So those things have progressed to the point now where it's AI kind of reading the email before it determines whether it's right for you or not. So I also noticed that many of the speakers spoke about AI. ChatGPT was a subject for a lot, how it's changing all the industries, including our great industry of cybersecurity now. But just like it's being used for good and being helpful, it's also being used for bad as well, as things usually are. AI is being used to write exploit code. There's a lot of talk about that. And the irony there is you can ask ChatGPT to write some Python code for you, and it's usually pretty clean. But I think there's been some studies, and one of the speakers mentioned this, that the code is about 60% right most of the time. So does it make great exploit code? Probably not, unless it's just going out there and grabbing things. Because, folks, remember, it's only able to present to you what it knows from things it can scrape. So it has to make determinations whether the information it's looking at is good or bad before it pushes it forward to you. So who knows actually how great it's going to be all the time, right? So I even saw some examples that, not at InfoSec, but around the reasoning behind this. Like, think about how in the past you might use some code to actually write a phishing email and attach a coupon to it or something like that. Well, you can do that with some AI tools as well now. So it's not just the bots and the botnets that we have to worry about anymore that the hackers are using. They're actually using the AI. The same AI tools that we're using to protect ourselves from them, they're using to come after us. So they're looking at it to be more efficient and create better and faster workflows for themselves. So in the future, I think it might be fun just to see what we end up with. And I hope in the end that it's not AI versus AI. So if you're on YouTube, please like and subscribe. Leave me a couple comments about this. Or if you were at InfoSec and if you just happen to see my speech too, that'd be great. Just give me a good little comment in there and just tell me what's up and what you thought about InfoSec if you've been. There's several. I think we just had the Atlanta one last week, so this one was Orlando. And follow and subscribe. Appreciate you guys listening. Thanks so much.